Yeah, we're going live. There we go. Hey, everybody.
Hey guys.
Howdy.
How's it going?
I hear a dog barking in the background, wants to join in.
I was just about to ask. Yeah, my dog.
I mean, it's better than crickets.
I mean, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
I mean that's true. The day I'm having, I'm like, I'd be prepared for crickets. I'd be okay with crickets.
My dog has the uncanny ability to just like, I don't know. He's like right at that certain frequency where he just like pierces my ears, and he knows no like volume levels. It's all or nothing, and it's never nothing. So it's just all the time. Yeah.
I mean, he's a dog.
What do you want, man?
I know. He's a great dog. He just scares the shit out of me every now and then. He literally did it about half an hour ago. He was just like sitting quietly in this little, I don't know if you can see it.
He's got to warn you of your ghosts, man.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't have the ghost camera on tonight. I actually was trying to hook it up, but it was, I don't know, it wasn't working properly. So no ghost camera tonight. Sorry, folks. But
I like the shifting focus to the window,
I know, right?
Actually,
yeah.
Are you kind of laid out differently?
I am. Yeah, I'm a little bit. So yeah, it's. I don't know if it's hard for me to describe it. Usually my camera's like right here.
Yeah.
So it's like straight back on this wall, but I've got it kind of at an angle now. So there's depth. There's actual depth to my room. Yeah.
With your fancy mood lighting and.
I know.
I was trying to get all creative with it. I can change all sorts of colors. It's fun.
I mean, yeah. My color changing light is too far away for it to make a difference. So
far away. They're remote.
Yeah,
I mean, so like white, I wash everything
over
out.
there. If I change the color, I mean, here, look.
I got you. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's not going to show up.
I'm already into the gag now, man. I can't stop.
You got to keep going. What were you saying, Tina? Yours is.
I said I'm just washed out. I'm just so white. I'm washed out. So.
My dog is warning me of you.
I'm sitting right here.
Fair enough. All right. So what's up, folks? How we doing? It has been. Let's see. It's been 5 weeks, actually, right? Or
our last confession.
A month and a week, something like that. Yeah. How we doing?
Well, I mean, you and I have both been traveling.
Yes.
Tina, what have you been up to?
I had a birthday. I hit the big 4-0.
All had birthdays except for Andrew.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. Tina's was the big 4-0. How was that?
It was fine. I did the thing that a nerdy 40-year-old wants to do and go to round 1 and play like arcade games.
I know. I'm so jealous. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. I wanted to go to that, but I was like, still a little like on the edge of being sick. So not doing it. But that sounds fantastic. Do they have a lot of pinball games there? Pinball machines?
They're okay. There's not as much as like some of the other places around town. I want to say there maybe 10.
Okay.
I thought they had more, but the last time I checked, I guess I had taken some out. So
these days 10 is a lot.
10 is a lot.
It doesn't feel like a lot. It
No.
really doesn't.
No, I mean I guess it depends on the quality too. Like I usually can weed out several right away. I'm like, nah, I don't want to bother with that. So
somebody's uncle's pinball that they were just like, yeah, I don't want this cabinet anymore. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. That's not Adam's family.
Exactly. Where's my pinbot?
Munsters is actually pretty good too.
Which one?
Munsters.
I don't think I've played that one.
I haven't either.
I'm have to find that. What about you, Dan? How was your birthday?
Birthday was fine. I did just get back from 2 weeks in Europe, so
yeah,
that was exciting.
I'm very jealous of that. I was following your Instagram, and that looked delightful.
It was delightful, in fact. For it being a high school trip that I was tagging along on, I was lucky to have good company among the adults, and the kids were great, and we did a lot of amazing things. Saw stuff that I never expected to see in my lifetime.
That sounds ominous.
Well, in the sense that we went to Greece and Italy, and if I had planned a trip to Greece and Italy, it would have been restricted by where I can reasonably get to without renting a car or, doing all
It's
these
true.
other sorts of things, right? So it would have been like just Athens, and
Mm,
maybe we did Athens and some other things in Greece, and then Florence and Rome. And it would have been just Athens, Florence, Rome at most,
Mhm.
right? Just trying to get from city to city to city. But where we were with this tour group, we, drove on a bus 3 hours to get to like the ruins of the Oracle at Delphi, and then 3 more hours to go north to see these monasteries that are on these like natural rock formations. And it's stuff that I just never would have gotten to do without somebody else planning the logistics. um, so it was
yep.
really cool. It was so much fun. And
That
I'm
sounds
so
amazing. Were you the only like adult chaperone other than like the guides, I guess?
no. So there were two faculty chaperones per se. Um, One of them brought her son along, who was, I think, 22, who
Mhm.
was sold as being a chaperone, but didn't really fit that role.
Yeah.
Um, then
We
there
know what
were
he's doing on that trip.
then there were two dads along, myself and a guy who was a little bit older, and then one of the girls brought her sister along, who's in her late 20s.
Okay.
And so there were enough of us in kind of a common age band there that we hung out and were, going out after everybody was settled in bed, and going out to have a drink and whatnot. It was just a great time all the way around.
Nice. Nice. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
very cool. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pop a couple of. I'm gonna do Maddie's job here. I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna be awful at it. Uh, just a little shout out right there. Thank you, Hayden. Beautiful icons. I'll take it.
Yes. Just like the icons that I saw in Greece at the Byzantine churches. What a
Wow,
good connection there.
what a segue, Dan. It's way to a story you've already told.
Yes, let's
uh,
let's spend the rest of the hour talking about iconography in the Byzantine Church.
I
Nerd.
learned, well, no, interestingly enough, I found via TikTok, I learned something very interesting about why we don't have a lot of like icons from the medieval, churches because the iconoclast happened.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
apparently, like, there are statuaries that are really high up that are angels that are medieval, legit medieval angels that are in there that are some of the only surviving like statuary icons from the sort of dark ages, medieval, early
Hmm.
medieval period, because people were too lazy to go up there, build scaffolding, and then burn those guys. So they were just like, eh, we'll get
Well,
this stuff down here.
it's funny because, like, I mean, it's such a huge part of Orthodox worship now.
Yeah.
um, and it was never entirely stamped out, even in the Byzantine era during the iconoclast period. I'm going into full history professor mode here.
Do it. Do it.
But it was also just never an important tradition in the West the way it was in the East. And so, I mean, even though it was a huge issue for the Protestants, right, for the Catholic Church, the concept of the icons was never as big a deal compared to how it was, in the East, and especially after the two branches, schismed. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's a verb per se, but
Is
it
now.
was really neat because I'd been to Orthodox uh, churches before and seen the type of decoration that they have, but I mean, it's a whole different thing when the entire country is Orthodox, and there is absolutely Byzantine history everywhere, which was one of the neatest things about Greece that I did not anticipate.
That's wow. All right. You got your history
Also,
lesson
though,
here, folks.
also though, Tina, I need to get TikTok lessons from you so I can find people talking about iconoclasm on TikTok.
I mean, it's just basically you can look up like tags and stuff like medieval history and stuff like that. I think it's because like one of my niche interests, although I'm not like weird about it is like World War II history, and
Mhm.
somehow that lent me down like a history, like track. I don't know.
That's what
Just like
TikTok
a
should
bunch
be
of
for.
stuff. Every time you run across some history thing, like it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's true.
really,
I have.
that's what
I,
TikTok should be for is stealth teaching.
I mean, it
Stealth
kind.
teaching.
There is a lot of that. There is a lot of that. I follow some accounts that are just like I follow. I'll have to pull up the names, but like somebody who's an audio engineer
Mhm.
and who just like drops. She just drops little amazing like audio, like specifically for film and television, like just little history bits all the time, which is fantastic. Like obviously the Wilhelm scream is in there, but like
Oh yeah.
there's so much more. The THX. Oh man, she did a whole rundown on like the history of the THX sound and
Oh, nice.
how it was created, and yeah, it's really cool. If I find it later, I'll post it on here. All right, let me catch up a little more. So yeah, just for anybody who's asking, I don't think Maddie's going to join us tonight. Maddie is I don't, what did she say? She was
She is tired from her circus class.
circus class. Yes,
Yep.
I don't know exactly what that means. I was really hoping to find out, but
It's different things. Like today was one of the, the I forget what it's called already. And she said it was like the fabric that you use.
mm-hmm.
Silks.
What,
Silks,
Heather?
silks.
Silks.
Yeah,
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 silks.
yeah.
So she was doing like the silks and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I do not have the arm strength for that, Maddie. I'm glad you do.
That's amazing.
And she's
All
like, yeah,
right.
my wrists are done.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I would imagine that would be exhausting. I'll give her a pass on that. So no Maddie tonight. Also, I'm going to throw this out right now. I apologize ahead of time if I cough any. I am, for those who don't know, I am recovering from COVID. I got the COVID, and it's been 2 weeks now, so I feel much better, but I've still got this lingering cough that just will not go away. So instead of my
It took
beer, I'm
almost a month for it to go away for me.
really,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a long, like I was saying, it was like 3-4 weeks.
gosh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I was feeling fine for most of the last, for the last like 3 weeks of that, but it took forever for that lingering cough to go away.
It's so annoying too because it's not a very productive cough, but
Right.
it's like a hard enough cough that if I do it enough times in a row, I get a headache almost every day from it. So I'm trying to douse it with some tea right now instead of my. There's no bourbon in this, I'm afraid. Not this time.
Boo.
Just tea and honey.
Wait,
Unless
where's my beer?
I guess I could do a hot toddy. That would help.
Who stole my beer?
Beers don't walk away.
Well, they do. They do if you've had enough. I guess maybe I just didn't bring it up here. That's so sad.
Your kids are not old enough to be sneaking beers yet.
Fair enough. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. If we're talking about COVID here, I had it. Let's see. It was 2 weeks ago today, actually, when I tested positive. I think I really don't know when I picked it up. So I'll go ahead. This is a segue into my recent adventures. I was just in Canada for the last for 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago. So a month ago, I went to Canada. My wife and I went to Canada. We went primarily because she is an Irish dancer, and they were competing in they call it a national competition. It's really like a North American competition. And her team won first place, which is amazing. So we were up in Montreal for that. Yeah. And then, of course, since we're up there, we're going to turn it into a trip. So we turned it into a trip that went from Dan sneaking off. I didn't even notice him leave.
He's like, I've got to get my beer. This story is not interesting enough without my beer.
Yeah. So we went from Montreal, then we drove up to Quebec City. Oh, and by the way, we drove all the way to all of these places. So
I mean, it's a drivable distance.
It
I've
is,
ridden
it
up there in a school bus, not a school bus, like a tour
Ooh.
bus thing before. So
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So we took my brother-in-law. He has taken, you know what a Sprinter van is, like those kind of real tall, like you see them a lot of times for doing FedEx or something like that.
yeah, Amazon and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he took a Sprinter van and completely gutted the back of it. So this is total hashtag van life that I'm about to talk about here. He gutted the back of it, and he put in a bed, stove, oven, fridge, freezer, running water sink, you name it, it's in there. It's awesome. It's got heat, gas heat, some fans on the ceiling. It's great. And so we took that and just drove that up there, which allowed us to go at a nice slow pace over the first few days. And anyway, yeah, we did a bunch of touring around. Tried to be safe and wear our masks pretty much every time we were out in public, but
How was the border
it doesn't
entry?
matter.
Like, you used to just be able to do, like, here's my birth certificate or here's my driver's license. It's a little bit more strict now. Like, the last time I went, it was, like, literally, like, here's my birth certificate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was when we went, I think we handed over our passports and that was it. Like, we just handed them our, that was it.
Did
That
you
was
have
it. They
to
were
do
like, "Yeah, have a
the?
great time."
Did you have to do the pre-certification for COVID too? Still in Canada?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
We did. Yeah, there's I think there was an app that we used actually
Yeah.
to kind of fill out a bunch of stuff. I forget what it was called, like Enter Canada or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we filled out all of that stuff and I was like ready to hand that over when we got to the border. And he just like looked at our passports and looked at us and said, "Y'all are from Kentucky. Where's your accent?" And that was about it. And then he was just like, "All right, you can go." Of course,
Fair.
I turned on the heavy accent for him, but I was like, "Is my accent? I got my accent right here. Don't worry about it."
I left it down in the holler. Thank you.
I left it down in the holler. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we had a good time. We drove around, saw a lot of cool stuff. We saw. Speaking of circuses, we went to a Cirque du Soleil show there, which was really, really cool. I think it was called Kuza. And that was pretty neat, like seeing, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Cirque du Soleil started pretty close to Montreal. I think it was actually like closer to Quebec City. So it was pretty neat, like seeing a show. We're big fans of it, so we see it wherever we can, and it was pretty neat seeing it at the place pretty much where it started, even if half of it was in French. But actually,
that's the part that makes the most sense.
Most of it, I think, was in French. Yeah, yeah. But it was nice. It was fun. Yeah. So I will be coughing. Yes, thank you, Lionheart. I hope I feel better too. I'm pretty good now. I definitely I had the fatigue. Oh man, the first couple of days, nausea. Oh yeah, it hit me hard the first few days, and it's hit my wife Sarah. She's recovering a little bit slower than I am. Feeling much better.
Going to shut off in 48 seconds.
Oh crap! It probably is. Thank you for telling me that. So yeah, this is one of the. Oh, no, that button's not
40, 39.
Oh no!
38. Come on.
37. All right, Tina, we're gonna have to carry this show just you and me.
This is going to be very dry, Dan.
Wow, it's like not letting me stop it. All right.
It is literally going to shut down. Look, we're going to have to carry it now.
No, that was on purpose. I did that. There we go. So, yeah, you'd think that I don't have just one camera that I'm happy with. I have lots of cameras that all have their weird little things. Like this camera is a really nice Nikon that makes for a good image, except that it's old enough. It's not supposed to last more than 30 minutes. Like it'll shut off. So
I like eating on these plates, but these aren't my nice golden plates. These are my throwaway golden plates.
Yeah, I guess I walked into that one.
Here I am with my Walmart webcam. I'm like, yeah, like concrete. This is nice.
Yeah, your Walmart webcam is better than the camera on my MacBook. I'm quite sure.
Well, yeah, that's what I would have used otherwise.
It has a problem with saturation. Like I cannot for the life of me figure out how to adjust the saturation. It really just washes everything out. I've tried light settings, I've tried everything, and I'm just like, you know what? I give up.
I thought you were just depressed.
Always.
Let's see. I saw something here. There was a question for Dan.
What?
Well, I mean, technically it's for all of us, but let's defer to the expert
at the beginning of it. I am really optimistic about it, but for the fact that it's coming to Paramount Plus, which I don't have and probably won't get. So, I mean, Paramount Plus I will get as soon as it's over, and then I will catch up with that and all the Star Treks. But yeah. From what they announced at San Diego, it looks fun and it looks different and it looks new. And they're actually springing for real voice talent. So
is this the one where Alan Tiddick is playing Optimus Prime? That's amazing. Tiddick, whatever.
Danny Pudi is Bumblebee.
Ooh,
Putty,
okay.
Putty.
I haven't even looked at the rest of the cast.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
That's pretty cool.
I did in fact say I'm optimistic
Optimistic.
for it.
Oh my goodness.
We got all the puns here tonight. We got all the puns. Okay, we've got a request for a follow-up.
So their entire show.
Do we need to have NMC obscure history discussion time?
Obscure history, like what obscure history fact do you know? That's a good one.
Trying to think of
we could tie iconography to comic books.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Hold on. I'm going to write that down.
Well, look, I mean, I'm not saying I could do it right this very second. But
No. We're going to, this is a good panel idea right here.
Yes, we have reached the bottom
comic iconoclast. Oh my goodness.
Yes, there we go. That's what I'm doing.
Jesus. And when he is,
this parallels.
When Mary has these 7 knives, it's very similar to X-Men number 134. When
oh my God, yes.
Oh,
we need to see. We'll have to see if we can get Omar in on that one.
Oh, I think Omar would. Well, how is Omar on his history? Dan, you could really like help Omar with his history portion, and I think Omar's got the comic portion.
Well, I mean, Omar does. He's got the Catholic background.
He does
have some of that.
Yeah,
get Father Franken on it.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've got the exact same background as he does, and I wouldn't put too much stock in that.
Yeah,
I mean, you'd have to like get like Father Franken there on.
Oh yeah,
on it.
That we could do. That we could do. He knows his stuff. Yes.
It was funny. One of the kids on the trip actually goes to Father Frank's church.
Really?
And knew him, and I was hassling him a little bit on Frank's behalf. On the trip. It was a lot of fun.
That's amazing. Let's see. We got some follow-up on Montreal here. Went to New Montreal once. Okay, I'm not familiar.
That's next to New Tokyo.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You would not believe the shit that comes out of the ocean.
Wow.
What you saying there, Dan?
I don't want to try their poutine. So I'm kind of curious what constitutes New Montreal, because I know Old Montreal, which is a small little section of Montreal, but I'm not familiar with New Montreal. So now I'm very curious if I missed out on something. And talking about the passports coming in and out. So actually, Dan, I'd be curious to hear your experience about this too. Yours is probably different because you were going overseas, but going to Canada, yeah, as I mentioned, going in, all I had to do was hand passports, and they were like, have fun. Coming back into the US, that was a lot harder. They were like, they were just short. Actually, no, I think they did. Did they actually look in our van? I think they wanted to like open up the van and like look around, make sure it was okay. Yeah, it was quite a bit more.
Make sure you weren't bringing back fruit.
Right?
A small child,
contraband Montreal bagels.
Well, when we went to Canada, I mean, gosh, in the early aughts, the thing that struck me the most was that going into Canada, they're like, do you have any guns? Do you have any weapons or things like that? Coming back to the US, they're like, bring back any fruit with you?
What's really dangerous? If you
bring back guns, that's perfectly fine. But like,
exactly.
No, the weirdest part of ours was that, we had to go through, leaving Italy. We went through Canada both ways. We went through the Toronto airport.
Oh, okay.
And, once you get through security and all that in Italy, you're all of a sudden in duty-free shopping land, right? Giant bottles of wine and this, that, and the other.
Buy these things.
But when we got to Canada, apparently, U.S. Customs operates in the Toronto airport for flights going direct to the United States from there. And you do customs there as opposed to doing it once you get back in the States. But you have to go through security again. And the same liquid rules apply as if you were going through from the beginning. So all these people that had all this duty-free stuff, like, had to get rid of it.
That is.
Yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
and there was nobody in our party, but we saw a handful of people get very upset about it. And I'm sure that people get very upset about it all the time.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You've already been through security once, but I assume it's the we don't know about foreign countries, security theater. We've got to put you through our security theater before we
Welcome
let
to
you in.
bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, that was the weirdest part. But yeah,
you can't
Grapes are very dangerous,
back in.
Look, I mean, we don't need no cultivars that are not cultivared for the United States here.
What are you talking about? Fresh fruit? No, not good for America. We want everything processed.
Yeah, come on now.
Okay, so here's one that I am actually also curious about. So everyone on the stream has something on the wall behind them right now. Fact. Each of you should tell us something about them. Tina,
I
am the most interested in yours. Please go first.
Do you? Ah! Let me grab this. There we
Tina,
go. Okay.
Did not go.
I'm sorry. There we go. So this is my wall of prints and pushins, and some cross stitch. But every time I go to a convention, I love getting artists' take on media that I love. So I will get a fan art print. One of my favorites is this Pearl here. Like she's just gorgeous. And then of course Labyrinth. You don't see Labyrinth prints anymore, but I saw this one. I was like, I have to get this.
Let me see if I can zoom in on Tina's there. There we go. Yeah, I'm too slow to the game, but
well, here I can pick this back up, guys.
Oh boy, we're playing with fire.
I know, right?
That's really cool. So are you constantly updating this wall?
I am. I actually have more on this wall.
Yep.
And then I still have more prints that I have not actually, like there's a huge one piece. There's more prints over there. So like this is my living room. It is nerdtacular. This is one of those things I just collect is just prints. I love it.
I feel like one or two of these are new since the last time I was there, which admittedly has been several months ago.
It could be. I've got more prints that I need to hang out. I probably actually at this point in time, I've kind of run out of space for where I want the prints because I want to save wall space from other places to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to start pulling them out. I've got some prints behind these prints that I've changed out before. Mm-hmm. So it's come to that dilemma of I've got probably too many prints and I need to let go of some of these or like flip them out.
Fair enough. James wants to know.
You did see Noragami. Noragami Yato is right behind me. So right here.
That's cool. All right, Dan. Let's talk about your lovely piece of art there.
Well, let's see. I assume when I flip the camera up here, it's going to catch these lights. So I apologize in advance. But this is a poster that I put together from the patent art for the Optimus Prime. I think it's just a design patent, but you can pull all that down from the USPTO website, and I just did that and put it all together on a poster with the text of the patent on that blue background and posterized it. So
that's really cool. So is this? I've seen this before, but I haven't asked detailed questions about it. So this is the original Optimus toy, right? Like the first one, Gen 1.
Yeah. So the way, without going into far more detail, right? There's a Japanese patent for this design, and then there's the American version of the Japanese patent, and that's what this is. It's a design patent of how all these elements fit together to form a convertible robot, and
it looks detailed. A lot of patents you see are just like a couple little diagrams.
Yeah, I mean, and that's only a handful of the diagrams that are actually in the art itself. But it's everything on the USPTO is all bitmap art, and it's very easy to pull down and manipulate. So I just, put it together, and I've got a Megatron one that's the same, but it's rolled up in the closet because I don't really have anywhere to put it. But like, it's on my Redbubble.
Just take down some family
People
photos.
occasionally purchase it and I get $1.
Do they really? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, very occasionally, but
Well, if anybody, there you go. So if anybody wants some Optimus Prime or Megatron patent art, I guess you would call it patent art. Yeah, U.S. patent art.
I mean, it's
Hit
I
Dan
just
up.
think it's neat, and it's right up my alley when it comes to the intersection of my interests.
Yep. Yep. I'm all about the intersection of interest. That's really cool when you can combine that kind of thing with something. Yeah. There we go.
Hayden
Dan,
said,
please
drop the link. But what
please
is the
drop the link.
legality of this?
100%. Well, let's put it this way: 100%, 80%, 100%.
You're saying this is a derivative
Less
work?
than public domain. It's it's mostly legit.
Okay.
The link is shadowbot.com. That's just on my website. But but people repackage that patent art all the time. I mean, that's go to Etsy and search patent art, and you'll find.
Oh, absolutely.
What?
Rob.
Hey,
Roberto.
Hey, Rob.
Hold on just a second. Dan, I think, was reacting to something, or was it to Rob? I don't know.
No, please.
Well,
No,
I mean, according to the patent, that's not addressed. But yes, Prime has a big ass subspace pocket. It's not as big as Omega Supremes, but he has a big ass subspace pocket.
It disappears to the upside down. All right.
What does subspace pocket mean? What is
No, I thought this was some type of weird lingo.
Remember in the old cartoons how like these they would transform into robot and then their gun would just appear in their hand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The gun goes into subspace. So Prime's trailer goes into subspace when he's not using it.
The timey-wimey thing of Transformer.
It's like a bag of holding. Okay.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, spacey-wacey. Yes.
Tina, you can't say timey-wimey, spacey. I have a shirt right over there that has timey-wimey, spacey-wacey. Yep.
But you're not wearing it, so it doesn't matter.
I'll wear it next time. I'll wear it next time.
Ouch. What's up, Rob? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Sorry for the delay. I have kids and work and etc. But it's good to be here. Good to see you guys. Hey, how you doing? Love you guys.
Nice hat.
Rob, I got a fedora in Italy, and I was thinking about you the whole time.
I meant to tell you, Dan, while you're in Italy, bring me back a really dope fedora. I meant to tell you that, but I forgot.
Well, I did bring one back.
For me, though, not for you. For me. It's all good. But I think I've seen pictures of you because I've been watching your like Italy pictures with you and like your kids and stuff. It's great. That's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Rob, what's new? What have you been up to?
So I've been traveling. I've been in LA. We did some like mocap stuff and some like other things for the game.
I'm so jealous.
So, yeah. It's cool, it's awesome, but like it's legit work, right? So that's what I've been working on, and I can't wait to show you guys like what we've been doing. So follow if you're a fan of horror movies, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, follow us on social media, TX Chainsaw Game, and see what we've been doing. We've been working hard. Yep. Now on a personal level, I've been geeking out really hard. Here, let me show you what I've been geeking out with.
This is Breath of the Wild 2. I got it before everybody else.
Okay, so why do you have a board?
So this is Strider.
Okay.
Strider. It doesn't look like anything, but it really is. There we go. Strider. And the other one is, if I don't break it, this is Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Champion Edition. So I've been playing these old classic like arcade games on like real original hardware, which is really cool. But the problem is this hardware is 30 and 40 years old. So if you sneeze a chip, a thing might like conk out. I'm like, why doesn't the game start? What's the problem? So I have to send these things off to like, some really cool folks like Shoot the Core and Rewrite who know how to do like classic old school arcade games, or I could just emulate the game and be done with it, right? But as a hardcore arcade purist, I want to get the original thing working. So
Okay.
it's like this thing right here. Look. This is the X6000. X6000. There's a Castlevania video that you guys are going to see soon, where I talk about this game. And the X68000 is awesome. But again, it is 30 years old. So hardware kind of conks out on it.
So it's in near mint condition.
It is in near mint condition, which is the
sounds like it's in fair to middling condition.
Barely hanging on by a thread.
Barely hanging on, yeah.
If I had $1, yeah. So I want to tell one more quick story. Dan, as a Disney aficionado, you would appreciate the story. So while I was in LA, one of the folks that we were working with is a huge Disney contributor, Star Wars contributor. He's like a legit guy. And I'm like, I told him the story of my kids. I haven't told you guys this story. Let me tell you the story about Star Wars. All right.
What's that story? Got it.
That story.
Star Wars. Okay.
Story Inception.
Vodka. It's water. Okay. It's vodka. So, my kids who are 9, 7, and almost 5, we've been watching Star Wars. We did 4, 5, 6. Then we did 1, 2, 3. Then we did 7, 8, 9, right? And when they watched episode 6, I think I may have mentioned this. Like, all of them shut down. My 4-year-old, almost 5, she was like, why didn't Anakin turn good? Well, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Right. My 7-year-old, like, George Lucas's kid is like, Master Skywalker, are we going to protect us? And Anakin's like, right. What a jerk. She started crying, cried hard. But the biggest was my 9-year-old. She loves Mace Windu because she's a black gal. She likes black dudes. And Mace Windu's doing stuff. She's like, Daddy, he's going to die. He's going to die. No. He'll be fine. Well, no. No.
She learns that her dad lies to her now.
Yeah.
So lesson you gotta learn.
So when he died, she's like, dude, I had to stop the movie for 15 minutes. She cried, lost her breath, she's dehydrated. I'm like, I'm so sorry, baby. Wah! Right, okay. So she's terminally upset about Mace Windu, right? I'm like, okay, I bought her books, bought her comics, we watched Clone Wars, we watched Rebels. Like, no, Mace does really cool things like that, right? Okay. So she comes, we're able to finish the movie, but dude, I even cried that she was upset about Mace Windu dying, right? So I'm on set in LA, and one of the guys is like, for real, he does he goes to children's hospitals and impersonates Obi-Wan and Yoda. He does really cool things for the Star Wars franchise. And he tells me hey, I'm going to be at Disneyland in 2 days. Do you want to see if I can find this Mace Windu lightsaber for you? I'm like, yes, please. So on eBay, it's $400, but on campus, it's $200, right? So sure enough, he finds the last one in the entire park. So I bring this home, and my kids are like, hey, check out what this is. And they're like, oh my God, it's Mace Windu's lightsaber. And it turns purple, and they lose their freaking minds. So, it's been a very Star Wars-esque couple of weeks with my kids. And
you did all right.
I think you got too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good score right there.
Yeah.
If I remember, in fact, I vaguely remember the last time we did this, you were secretly talking about how you were going to raid Dan's lightsabers when he wasn't looking.
Yeah, I think that was the. Are you missing a lightsaber, Dan?
Yeah, Dan, you might look around. I have Luke's and Mace's. I'm looking for Darth Vader's.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. So talking about this, Hayden, what's up? So George Lucas and Samuel Jackson were like, Samuel Jackson's like, hey, yo, is Mace Windu dead? And Samuel Jackson's like, I don't know. And he's like, he's not dead, is he? And George Lucas himself said, maybe he did survive, right? Right? Now, I would love to see, because many a Jedi have survived falling from a great distance and come back, right? I mean, like, Darth Maul, like, had his body cut in half and came back with robot legs, right?
Now, see,
so I tell my children, like, children, it is not impossible to make a fallen.
Just because he dies doesn't mean he's dead.
Doesn't mean he dies. Doesn't mean he's dead, right?
You're just inflating that distrust.
Yeah.
What's
we
that,
have
Dan?
watched Kenobi. Well, the adults in the house
Kenobi?
have watched Kenobi. The children have not. But like, because I want to get through 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9. So now we can watch Mando, we can watch Boba, and we can watch Kenobi.
All right, I've got a 2-step plan for you.
Okay.
Step 1, watch 3 steps. 3 steps. 4
For
steps.
the kids.
3 steps.
Is there profit in here anywhere?
The main weapon of the Inquisition is fear. Step 1, watch Kenobi with the kids. Step 2, explain to the kids what's going on with Obi-Wan Kenobi, that he's just trying to live a normal life, a quiet life underneath the radar so he can keep an eye on Luke, and that there are probably other Jedis doing the same thing throughout the galaxy. Step 3, watch Pulp Fiction with the kids and tell them that's Mace Windu's cover post-Jedi.
My favorite's yours. The one that says Bad Mother Jammer on it.
I mean, he's going to have to wait a couple years for him to watch Pulp Fiction, okay?
You don't be tickling or nothing.
I don't know if I haven't watched Pulp Fiction, but okay. So for real, I do want to have BMF on, because apparently, like, Samuel Jackson's like, yeah, I have it written right here. So I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you need to have that engraved on there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
I like it. Hold on, let me find it. Rob. So I think this fits pretty well. This was posted before you joined us, but however, I'd say that your background is pretty amazing looking too. Can you give us a quick rundown of what we're looking at back here?
Oh, like behind me?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh gosh, that's so humbling. Okay, so.
Or unless it's in.
Are you Miss America? That's so humbling.
Oh my God. How I would see
like
America is.
Academy.
Yeah, okay. So here, let me duck down.
I see core.
Very smooth.
Famicom.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so
now
Tina,
name it all from memory.
Tina, you of all people know. Like the first time you came to my house, I was like, Tina.
You're like, I gotta show you this.
Let me show you this. And you were like,
Omar.
Exactly.
Okay. Omar, you go down in the basement. Rob, you actually go upstairs.
yeah, I didn't want to take Tina to the basement. I want to take Tina upstairs.
Yeah. He's got other things going on in the basement.
How do I keep going into these guys' like weird rooms? I don't know.
You want to come see my murder basement? I mean, my basement?
Hey,
Yeah, my murder room is upstairs, not downstairs.
just
So,
tell
like-
me you have toys and I'm in.
Yeah. So Tina was like, Tina, I got to show you this, and she was like, okay. And she was cool, and she was like, okay, he's not gonna kill me. He's just a big old nerd. So what I've done is recently I've had to rearrange all the systems and things like that. But behind me, here we go. I've never done this before. This is kind of humbling. This is the Atari 2600. This is the Intellivision. Now, I'll tell the story about the Spectrum in a minute. This is the Famicom with the disc system, and this does work. I can put my floppy disk in here. That's what she said.
Do you have? Is that the one that like you could download games via satellite?
Oh, that's on the other side. I'll get to that.
Okay.
That's a
So this is the
Satella
original-
view, I remember. it
Yes.
being
Yes.
called.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Shadow
Rob
View,
was
Dan. So this is my original Nintendo when I was like, ooh, there's a game here. Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. This is what I had when I was 12. My actual Nintendo. Below this is what's called the Sharp Famicom. And what this thing is, it is a combination Japanese Nintendo, which is called the Famicom, and a disc system. So you can put disc drives in here. And this was $150 in Lexington, which was kind of cool that we had one of these.
Yeah.
Over here, this is the core graphics. Puts on the everything. Okay, there it is. Core graphics. So this is the Japanese TurboGrafx 16. And below it is the American TurboGrafx 16 with the AV booster. So, Andrew, you know our friend Travis. This is Travis's AV booster, which gave you, by default, the TurboGrafx only had the RF output, but with this big old chunky thing that you can plug off, you got AV output, the pure AV output.
Oh, wow.
And the last time I was in Japan, I got the core graphics. So I could play Japanese and American games. Look how tiny this thing is. Here's my hand for scale. Look how tiny it is. Right?
That's the whole system?
Yeah, this is it.
Wow.
It's it. Yeah,
wow.
It's super tiny. But like, it played the whole thing, right? So that's really cool. Now, the Satellaview or the Saddle View, that's right. That's what it is right here. So this played like BS Zelda, and the Zelda game, it had like full orchestral music. It had full VO. Actually, Chrono Cross had a Radical Dreamers update. That's what this came on. The original Radical Dreamers was on this little 8-meg cartridge that was downloaded via a satellite. And there's also emulators and things like that can pull those things out. And then over here is the Neo Geo. So I can play like King of Fighters and like Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury, things like that.
Thanks,
so yeah, that is my super nerdy, geeky thing behind me. But below, like, you know, this is the chainsaw from Resident Evil 4. This is the Virtual Boy. This is the Pong, because I go old school. But the most recent edition is from our dear friend Ray. What's up, Ray? How you doing? This is Link.
Oh, yes.
Fighting Mordorf, like little mummy dude. This thing is awesome. Look at this. Look at this. It's amazing. And McDonald's had like a Happy Meal like special for a whole bunch of things. They had a bunch of these things that I had and I lost it. Come on, focus.
There it is.
There it is. So this is Mario, like, and you can push him down and he springs up. Boop, and he buffs up, right? So this is Mario jumping from Super Mario Bros. 3. So these little kiosk things, they're so freaking cool. You have no idea. I watched a video from Retro Rick. He was like, "Let me buy these for $700." Like, no, I don't have $700. But like the fact that these exist and they pay homage to like classic games, like it's just awesome. So Ray, you have made me so happy with these awesome things. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Justin also produced. Justin, thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much.
That's really cool.
That is cool. It reminds me of the childhood, like looking back behind you. The only thing I'm missing out of it is like the wood paneled Atari that I used to have. Like I spent so many hours on that.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Did you see the Lego kit that they're coming out with for that?
No.
What?
Yeah.
No.
There's a
Atari Lego kit?
No,
well, the 2600
for the Nintendo, right? So now they're doing one for the 2600 too.
Yes, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Like I kind of want to get it, but like, you know, with Optimus Prime and the NES, like I think I'm out of money. Nice hat, by the way, Dan.
No, I'm collecting manga. I don't need any more hobbies, guys.
When you're ready, Tina, I want to talk about One Piece.
You want to talk about One Piece? The spoilers? Or no spoilers?
A little bit of spoilers, not too many spoilers.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Okay.
Just slightly not tasting good spoilers. Yeah, so Rob, this is not the first time I have heard this request. So, you know, if you're ever up for giving us a history of video game consoles.
I mean,
I
so
know
what I
there's a lot
did,
there.
and you guys can't see the whole room, but like it is literally, I start here and I go, wait, let me duck down. I start here and I go all the way through, right? This is in chronological order. It actually be kind of cool. That's a good idea. Let's do the history of video game consoles from here going over there.
through Rob's collection.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like
Let's do that. So
6 hours later.
it.
as a long-winded black dude,
After
let me
cut.
tell you about the ZX Spectrum. It came out in 1983. Blah blah blah. There's tapes. Yeah.
We
This
might
is
have
going
to
to be a
start.
10-part.
We're gonna start a whole new channel
Now, for
just
this
for
system, they came out with the following games: Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario
If I
Brothers
may,
2,
let
Super
me show you the
Mario
latest
Brothers
thing.
3.
Is that a
The
Forrest Gump
latest-
impersonation? That's a shrimp collection right there.
Yeah.
The latest edition.
Oh,
This
what's
is
he
the
got now?
ZX Spectrum. This is the tape player for it. Like tape, as in like
Whoa!
tape.
Yes.
Wait, what is that for?
Is this
This
the
is-
one that you would play the thing and like it would flip to certain tracks to
Yes. So like games
Yeah.
were. Let's see. So here's a game. The game
What?
was literally on cassette. Right.
Holy crap!
And so the system is this teeny tiny little
Yep.
little computer. Yep. Yeah, so this is the ZX, or for your British, ZX Spectrum. And I'm going to try and get this thing working because like the power source is different. It's British, it's wonky, but like this is really cool. Look how tiny. Look at the scale. Like it's a little tiny thing, but it plays some really cool games. The first 3D like motion game, 3D Monster Hunter, I think is what it's called, was on this system. So
Wow.
yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Like, hey, let's go through the video game console through time. That's a really good idea.
So I have an idea too that we could especially if you wanted to split this up into multiple videos, we could do a thing where like you give a little bit of a history on each of these systems, and then for all the systems that actually work, we then play them.
Oh, that'd be
Well,
cool.
since they work, they all work.
But do you have the attachments, the right TV?
Yeah, and the Tina, that's exactly what the thing is. Like, all right, like I said, I have this X68000, right? But do I have a thing that it works where you can actually see the display?
Mhm.
Oh, in that room,
Right.
right. So, yeah, we should do video game consoles through the ages because that can cover a lot of these things. That's a lot of fun. Let's do that. Let's do it.
All right. There
And
you go.
Dan
Do
doing
it. I
commentary.
will
in
be
his
more
sexy
than
hat.
happy to play the 2600. Like I just remember like it had the little like middle prongs that you had to hook on the back of the TV and it would spark
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. I remember that. There it is.
Yes.
Wood grain. It's wood grain.
Oh,
The way
that
the
is-
Lord
that is the-
intended it to be.
Now,
so
are
many
your,
times sitting on the hardwood floor looking up at the TV with
are
my
your
little
joysticks
joystick.
naked the way that God intended them to be?
Yes,
Exactly, right? Exactly.
with the little button on top.
Well, no, because with ours, I remember the covers on the joysticks would always fall off, and
You
so
must
it'd
use
be like
that.
a white tube underneath the joystick.
Yep. Yeah, Atari, Atari's kind of a little shady. They recently said, hey, go buy for $50. You can buy some of the old like Yars Revenge and Adventure and things like that. You can buy like reproduction cartridges of these old games. It's like, oh, you know what? I want to buy a new Atari 2600 game. I'll give you the money, right? Then Atari's like, oh, wait, we have these limited edition ones for $150. They come with like a pin and a metal version of the cartridge.
I mean,
And
that's what
I'm-
everybody else is doing. Atari
I
might as
mean,
well get in the
right,
game.
Right.
I'm
Like,
I
I
can't.
mean, look at Kingdom Hearts. They're like, slap a 0.5 on it. It'll sell.
Mhm.
It'll sell. And I'm like, dude, I'm a sucker for old school retro hardware, but I can't spend $150 on Yars Revenge. Like that's out of my price range, right? But someone did buy it because it's still out there, right?
It's
That's
like
impressive.
Smurfs to Gargamel's Revenge.
Rob, I believe this question was actually posted when you were showing, and I forgot the name of it already, but whatever that system was that had the cassette deck.
Okay, so this thing, let me grab it again. The input outputs on this is old school RF. Let's see. I can put this so you can see this. See that?
And Newsweek, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what you were asking about.
Yes. So the output on this system is an old school like RF going to a TV.
Oh wow.
So what I don't know, in Japan, like the things like the Famicom. Oh, it's broken. As I
Can't move
break
anything.
everything on live TV, right? So the Famicom, you can see it has an RF output, and the RF output is the equivalent of cable channel 95. So this thing right here, yeah, that right there, that is technically cable channel 95. So I need to figure out what the equivalent of the RF output on the Spectrum is. I don't know what that is, but it's the same type of concept of like RF TV output. But once I figure out what that is, and the other thing is the power source for these things. Hold on. Look, we're learning things.
I'm just glad that I'm looking at Andrew's face and he's like, I don't know. I shouldn't feel like not understanding what he's saying.
Oh no, I totally.
You need adapters for your adapters for your adapters for some of this equipment now.
Once again, Tina's absolutely right. So, like in Europe, in Great Britain, Nottingham. So this is what the play will look like. Look at this. Hold on.
We used to have. My house actually has.
There it is.
I can see it. A plug on the wall.
Yeah.
My house was built in the 50s. The U.S. used to have some similar voltage for certain historical equipment. I'll say.
Historical equipment is so offensive. So this thing needs a power source of 220 volts.
Hey, it just takes 25 years to be a classic, Rob. So anything greater than 25 years is probably a little bit historical for today's age.
I don't appreciate
fair.
Kind of
So in America, we have 120 volts. In Europe and Great Britain, they have 240 volts. So if I plug this in, if I get an adapter, Andrew, we worked in IT, we traveled. We probably have these adapters around, but they don't do voltage. So this thing needs to be able to handle 240 volts with an adapter, right? And obviously, we're in America, we do 120 volts. So I need to figure out a way to convert this, which I have a box. And, I'm going to plug it in. See what happens, right? So wish me luck. Now, there are people that have converted this to 120 volts and to standard RFs like channel 3 and channel 4, like what you did with your old TV. So it works for fun. But that's not what this is. This is the actual old school system. So we'll see. I'll play around with it and share it on social media.
Yeah, I think I might. I was gonna say, if you can't find an adapter, I might actually have an adapter kit that would knock the voltage down for you.
Cable channel 95. When that system came out over here, I was yeah. So anytime I want to play old Famicom games, I go to this TV, which I can't turn the camera to, but it's an old school Trinitron Sony TV, plug into cable, not antenna, but cable 95, the Famicom works. So you can see the images. Oh gosh, I can play Dragon Quest 1. I can play the old school musical games, right? So I assume there's an equivalent for this English thing too. We'll find out. We'll find out.
That's
you have to have a BBC license.
Do you have a license?
No, yeah, I do.
Listen to Lawyer Dan.
Yeah, Lawyer Dan, help me out, bro.
So somebody pointed out, I haven't discussed my background. I don't think my background is quite as interesting, mostly because it's a little hard to see. It's a little dark.
You got some tech back there.
I've got a lot of tech back there. It's just not very well lit. Although I do have this lamp over here, which is kind of neat. There's not much to that. That's just an RGB light that I bought a little while ago for the fun of it. It's a, I don't remember the brand. It's not a Philips Hue. I have a lot of Philips Hue in the house. This is an off brand that's cheap and effective.
AliExpress special.
But what I do have back here, you can't really see much of it. Let's see. It's a bunch of camera gear. So I've got the camera that we've shot a million near mint condition and near mint collective videos with, and lots of lenses and just other film geeky things. I have this thing. I'll talk about this for just a second. So if anybody here wants to get into photography or videography, I highly recommend you get one of these things. It's a little color chart.
That thing is great.
Yeah, you guys have seen this.
We've held it many times.
You've held it many times. Yeah, Jet, for those of you who don't know, pretty much anytime we're doing, especially one of our multicam shoots, like our panel videos where we've got multiple cameras set up, I usually force everybody here on camera to hold this thing for 5 minutes. Because
holding the color card than we do recording content.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And me being a brown person, I often have to hold in like, hey, does this match your skin? Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
right next to me, it's just like
And
let's
Tina's
make
so white.
Andrew
Oh, yeah.
work.
Wow.
Yeah, this is for white balance, but except for the camera that Tina's on, we just use her face.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, the beauty of this thing is that it is a reference for all the different cameras that we have. So like when we've shot panel videos with multiple cameras, they're always vastly different cameras. Sometimes they are iPhones, just like really good iPhones, or the camera that I'm using right now, which is a Nikon DSLR, the camera that I showed a minute ago, which is more of a traditional video camera. Lots of stuff in between, the ghost camera that I don't have going on right now, the Insta360. And they all have like the way that they pull in the image, the way that they receive light, and the way it hits the chip and goes through the lens, and the way it's processed in the camera. Every one of them is different. And so colors show up wildly different. Maybe one of these days I'll do a little BTS video to show like what happens when you do these multiple cameras in a panel video without doing the color correction, because it's crazy how vastly different they are. So that's what this is for. I get this on every single shot for every single camera. And then when I go in and edit it, I can just say, all right, it's not like super automatic, but through some tweaking, I can make sure that, all the yellows look this yellow, all the reds look red, and so forth. So at least they're all the same. So there's my little lesson for the moment. If you're into photography, and this is equally applicable for photography as it is for videography. Even if you're only using one camera, it's still nice to have a reference, because like I said, every camera is a little off. Like Sony cameras tend to kind of skew in one direction of the color spectrum. Nikon's kind of skew another way, Panasonic's another way. And so this is really, really nice. It makes it all cohesive. And that way, when you're just watching these multi-panel or multi-camera panel videos, you don't get distracted by how different everything is. So yeah, that's my geeky stuff. Oh, and non-camera related. Speaking of Legos, I got some Legos back here. Yeah, I do love this thing. It is very fragile though. There is a lot of pieces on here that just barely stay on, and I, being that it's on the front of my shelf that I get to a lot, it kind of gets bumped a lot.
There's a new one, right?
A new Lego toy for the new.
No, I mean like a bigger, harder, better, faster, stronger version that's like $200.
No, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, same with the DeLorean. There's a brand new version of it too. Ooh. That's twice as big as the original.
I don't know where my DeLorean is right now. Wow. Okay, that's cool.
Came in for me.
That's very, very cool.
The Lego DeLorean just came in the mail for me, so I got to put it together.
Yep. I have never thought seriously about buying Legos, except for there's an off-brand. I can't remember the scale. They've got 3 different scales of the Titanic. It's off-brand, like it's a company that actually makes like replicas of ships, and one of the ships is the Titanic.
But you could get the Lego Titanic.
Is there a Lego Titanic?
No, this one is, so that one, he showcased the Lego Titanic, this other channel I watch, but there's a company that is trying to make as to the blueprint as possible Lego, which is really, really nice. Like it actually has like the little steam engines, and they're trying to better it. So each scale, each time they go up, it looks nicer and nicer, and it has more facets that are more true to the real Titanic, instead of just making it look like a nice Lego,
Nice. Is there a little Rose minifigure?
No, it's not based on the movie. This is the historical.
Okay.
Thank you.
So there is a Jack though.
No. No.
What about Billy Zane? Does Billy Zane go?
You guys know.
So Germ, for real, Lego is a rabbit hole, dude. So
Rob,
I got.
Are you getting the Mario and Sonic sets?
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I have the box right here. Right here.
Rob Phil.
He breaks anything in that room.
Boom.
Yes, the crunch is real. Whoa.
Yeah.
So I have that. Wait, let's look at it again. Yep. Look at the back. This thing is awesome. This is just the box. We already put it together. It's amazing. The other day, Dan, you were like, "Hey, Rob, you should get Optimus Prime." So I did, and it's also awesome.
Yeah.
It transforms, amazing, right? And like I said, the DeLorean just came in the other day. These Lego things. The problem is, my wife and my children love Legos. And they're like, "Daddy, we want." And I'm like, "Here you go. Let's do it."
But then they also like to eat.
And thus it
They don't
begins.
eat food. We have like ramen and we have like Rice Krispies. It's fine, but like we can put Lego sets together all day on Saturday. So yeah, it is definitely a yeah. So we have the Sonic. Shh, Merry Christmas. We have Sonic over there. I'm just not gonna tell him, right? Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. And the Mario 64 one, where it's like a big like question mark block and it opens up and it does stuff. We have shh, Merry Christmas. We have that too, dude. Yeah. It's a whole. It's bad. Now you being a Star Wars guy, there's like I saw like Slave One. I saw like Mando's like helmet. Like, dude, I can't. I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
My son has all the helmets, all the Star Wars helmets, and they are really cool looking.
Yeah, they're really cool looking, right?
And they're not, in the scheme of things, horrifically expensive.
I mean, $169, $199.
Well, I've been getting the Speed Champions models. These little cars, $20, and they're great little builds, and they're fun. They're complex.
That's really cool. That's really cool. My kids be all over that. Yeah.
I mean, those are fun. So,
yeah, I'm looking into
for the buck for Lego.
Dude, I'm like, because anytime they want to build, because we're the bad parents. We're like, hey kids, you may not have a phone and watch videos. Like, you got to go do something, draw, paint, put together Lego. So that's how we are. And like, do the thing, right? Make something, make cool stuff. Yeah, that's how we do with Legos and Minecraft. Legos of Minecraft.
So it's not Legos, but something that I worked on last weekend was
is metal or like
it is. It is. Let me see if I can get this to focus on it.
I've been afraid to even try those.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. Wow.
It's a little wobbly. This was my first one that I ever tried. It's pretty cool. It's got some issues. I learned about halfway through doing this, like, okay, this is how you do it and this is how you don't do it. And the first trick is make sure you've got a good pair of small needle nose pliers.
Yeah.
Out of focus.
Yeah.
So I've got a next gen ship that I'm going to put together next, and hopefully that one will go together a lot better.
That looks really good, Drew.
Yeah,
really good.
Fun.
Yeah.
Why can't I get this to focus? There we go. Well, folks, we're a little past the hour here, and this has been a lot of fun, but I'm getting sleepy.
I know.
So good to see you guys.
My COVID fatigue is kicking in, and
I have water with you.
My fatigue.
Yep, and the near mint fatigue as well. Yeah. This has been awesome, though. Thanks to everybody for joining us. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to do this. I know it was a bummer we couldn't do it last week. I was still sick. I think we had a few other people sick or just out or whatever. So
I was out on vacay.
That's right.
Yep.
I was watching Bit Brigade do Mega Man 2 in Castlevania. And my wife had on awesome Legend of Zelda like dress. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Picture right here. Bam.
I'm very jealous of that. That looked like a lot of fun.
It was great. Buy the soundtrack, buy their CDs. Bit Brigade. Go get them.
They're awesome.
Yep. Yeah. I love it when they come to. I caught them the last time they were here, and they did I think it was Contra and Metroid.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So I have not seen Contra and Metroid. Let's see if I have a picture of us.
For folks who don't know, this is a band who what do you got there?
Hold on.
Oh. This is a band.
Hold on. Wait. This is me and.
Oh, you're showing pictures. All right.
Wait. Focus. You recognize
Nice.
that guy, right?
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Bit Brigade is a band who they will sit there and play. They basically do an instrumental version of a video game soundtrack while they're playing the game. They'll sit there and speed run the whole dang game while they're playing it. And it's really impressive. Not only, first of all, how well they produce the sound of the music, and also, of course, how they manage to play the game without just like completely dying.
Yeah.
But timing it all out. I mean, Rob, you can speak to this. Like the fact that they're able to like take cues from each other so that they know, like when you've beat that boss man at the first level of Contra, to change. All right, it's time. Everybody change the music on just like on a drop of a hat, right? Like it's
perfect. It's
fun.
absolutely perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Yeah. So on the technical side, they have like one of these flashcards that I have, and they have the no music version of the game, so it's just sound effects. So they can like rock out with the action music, and they can see the dude playing, and the dude playing is like, I'm really good at Mega Man 2, like really good at Mega Man 2. This dude was like, all right, this dude is good at Mega Man 2 as well. Going through the whole game, right? So, like it was a lot of respect. And then like he's playing Castlevania, which Castlevania 1 is a legit hard game, but he was breezed through it. And like the whole time I'm freaking out thinking, is he going to lose? Is this signal going to screw him up? Is the band to start over? Right? No. Knocked it out.
No.
So,
Castlevania and Contra.
Yeah,
and they make it to MagFest a lot of the times too, which is amazing. Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're gonna have to coordinate on that. All right, gang. I'm gonna get out of here. It's been fun. Good catching up with all of you all, and it's good catching up with everybody in the comments.
Thank you guys. Love you all.
Yep.
Game, play, hang out together. It's a good thing to do.
Read some manga, guys.
Get some sleep.
And that too.
Watch and read One Piece because it's going to go down.
It is going down.
Talk about that. Next episode, we're going to talk about One Piece. All right.
There you go.
Got it.
I like it. Awesome.
Bye, guys.
All right, folks.
Bye,
See you all later.
Peace.